Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are in negotiations with RB Leipzig to sign Benjamin Sesko. A deal is on. Mikel Arteta is pushing for the signing of Benjamin Sesko. Andrea Bata obviously wanted to sign Victor Gyökeres, but he has been convinced by Arsenal and Mikel Arteta that we should be signing Benjamin Sesko this summer. Talks underway as confirmed by Fabrizio Romano yesterday and Sky Sports German through Florian Plettenberg this morning. We're going to be discussing that as well. We'll be talking about what is the reason as to why Arsenal really think that 80 million euros is a very good deal for Benjamin Sesko, and is there a chance that if we don't get Benjamin Sesko, it is going to be Victor Gyökeres? I'm going to be discussing that and more. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. It's not a very good day for the people who don't like Benjamin Sesko, but it kind of feels like Sesko is the striker Mikel Arteta wants, and there is a very, very good reason. So it's been broken by Florian Plettenberg as part of the Sky Sports German team, and it confirms right there that negotiations between RB Leipzig and Arsenal regarding Benjamin Sesko have actually begun. That is very important because Arsenal have two players they want from RB Leipzig, but he says these talks are regarding Benjamin Sesko. And he says a few days ago, there was already a meeting between the executives, Marshall Safa and Andrea Bata in London. It remains unclear whether Arsenal are able to afford the full package, which is about 80 million euros. Discussions are currently ongoing about a possible payment structure. The release clause is set over 80 million euros. Victor Gyökeres is still high on the list right there, as you can see by written very, very clearly in blue. Victor Gyökeres is still high on the list. The current focus, though, is Benjamin Sesko. That is according to Sky Sports German. They can confirm that at the moment, Arsenal are focusing on the signing of Benjamin Sesko, but Victor Gyökeres is high on the list, and if this deal doesn't go through, then 100% Arsenal will go and sign Victor Gyökeres. Now, of course, this has been Mikel Arteta's priority right from last summer. In fact, Fabrizio broke this story yesterday, and I wasn't feeling very well. I wanted to break the story as well, but I wanted something to develop too. I wanted something a little bit concrete, and this is concrete from Sky Sports German. Fabrizio said yesterday that Arsenal tried to sign Benjamin Sesko in May 2024. That was before the Euros. We remember, May 2024. Mikel Arteta was pushing. Once again, he was pushing for Benjamin Sesko. And then Arsenal tried to sign Benjamin Sesko in January 2025. That is according to Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal tried to sign Benjamin Sesko again in January 2025, which is this year, but RB Leipzig blocked both chances. What this story tells us and what this actually shows us is that Arsenal and Mikel Arteta were not trying to sign Benjamin Sesko last summer because it was a market opportunity. Because we were told that the reason as to why Arsenal tried to sign Sesko and ended up with no one was because Arsenal, saw Sesko as a market opportunity, and all the other strikers around were not market opportunities because Gyökeres was 100 million. Sporting were not negotiating. I think Osimhen would have cost in excess of 70 million if you wanted to sign him from Napoli last summer. And then a few other strikers that were available were quite expensive, to be honest. And we understood it from that perspective, from that prism. The Arsenal tried to sign Sesko because it was a good price, and we tried to sign him because it was a market opportunity. Well, if we try to sign him because it was a market opportunity, why are we going in today, 1 year later, and we're trying to sign him? He's no longer a market opportunity. It's going to cost over 80 million euros. So that means that Mikel Arteta really wants Sesko and no one else. He doesn't want other strikers. He doesn't care about other strikers. He only wants Benjamin Sesko. And we know Mikel Arteta is, he's that guy. When he wants a player, there are times when he wants a player, he doesn't want any other one, right? Remember Odegaard? There was an opportunity for Arsenal to sign James Maddison, and it could have cost about 50 million. Because how much did it cost Tottenham to sign James Maddison? Pennies, about 40 to 50 million. But Mikel Arteta wanted Odegaard. only Odegaard. He didn't want James Maddison. And then we move over to Declan Rice. We could have signed Moises Caicedo. A deal in January was blocked, but then there was a chance for us to sign Moises Caicedo in the summer. Again, Mikel Arteta said, I want Declan Rice or no one else, right? So this is typical Mikel Arteta. This is Arteta telling the sporting directors, telling Edu, telling Jason Aito, telling Andre Bata, I want Benjamin Sesko. He's the guy I want. Don't tell me about Victor Gyökeres. Don't tell me about all these other deals. I want Benjamin Sesko. Go and get me Benjamin Sesko. He's the player that I actually want. Now, Florian Plettenberg has also just confirmed again that Arsenal and Benjamin Sesko, the deal is on. Mikel Arteta really wants him. The key point to underline in this reporting today and in this story today is Mikel Arteta. And I want to share with you something again that kind of wants to tell the fans what is going on. This, according to Fabrizio Romano, it says the Arsenal hierarchy and Arteta have given their approval to start talks to sign Sesko. Arsenal have now entered into concrete talks with RB Leipzig and Sesko's representatives. Gyökeres and other strikers remain under consideration. That is according to Fabrizio. But I want you to see here, the Arsenal hierarchy and Arteta have given their approval to start talks over Benjamin Sesko. So this is a Mikel Arteta deal, right? And I tell you, we've done a couple of Arteta deals, and all of them have not actually been that bad, right? So if you think about the Sesko, if you think about the Havertz deal, that was a Mikel Arteta deal, right? There is no sporting director in their right mind wakes up and your team needs a creative midfielder, right? Because we brought in Havertz as a replacement for Xhaka, right? So you want a player, a box-to-box, a creative player. There is no sporting director in their right mind that would have gone to Chelsea and signed Kai Havertz. There were so many other options that Arsenal could have gone for. Serge Milinkovic-Savic was linked, and his profile was very good, and his numbers were also very good. You've got the likes of Tijani Reinders now available on the market. No one in their right sane mind goes and signs Kai Havertz as a sporting director, if not Mikel Arteta pushing. So you have Kai Havertz, that is a Mikel Arteta signing. You have Mikel Merino, that is a Mikel Arteta signing. You have Rice, I'm not going to lie. Rice is a Mikel Arteta signing, and it's been very good so far. Odegaard is a Mikel Arteta signing. Ben White is a Mikel Arteta signing. And then you can think about the others that, the deals that actually made sense, right? I think the Julian Timber deal, that made sense. Gabriel Magalhaes, that made sense. William Saliba, it's not even Mikel Arteta. It made a lot of sense. The David Raya deal, that was Inaki Keina, the goalkeeping coach, pushing, and that made a lot of sense as well. So this is Mikel Arteta pushing, and we know that we've been told that Arteta has a lot of power at Arsenal. He's very well respected, but he's got a lot of power, and it was David Ornstein who said there is a feeling that that power within Arsenal that is held and wielded by Mikel Arteta needs to be checked at some point in time. So he's going to go and get Benjamin Sesko. And I don't want to really be angry today. I just want to... I'm going to be positive with this Benjamin Sesko deal right from this on. So I'm not going to be angry anymore. I'm going to come to terms with it. The Arsenal are going to be getting Benjamin Sesko, and that's it. So according to Team News and Takes, it says that Andre Bata is in full agreement with Mikel Arteta that Benjamin Sesko should be Arsenal's priority at striker. There was never much of a disagreement, and Bata talking to Victor Gyökeres' camp was simply to keep options open. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm going to we're gonna talk about that. Again, it's almost the same information, but here it says that Arsenal have been actively talking to representatives of both Sesko and Gyökeres. Bata is a fan of Gyökeres and was doing a comprehensive job in case we can't get our main target. Bata now agrees with Arteta that Benjamin Sesko should be our first choice. Okay. Right? Okay. So, Andre Bata comes in and he suggests that we should go and get Victor Gyökeres, right? And then a couple of weeks later, he does a lot of work to get Victor Gyökeres, right? And then it reaches a point where the most credible outlet in football transfers, the Athletic, are saying Victor Gyökeres and Sesko are tied as the two priorities at the moment at Arsenal. And then you're telling me that Arsenal, what are they saying? What are they saying? Let me see it again. And then they're telling us that there was never much of a disagreement. Andrea Bata was just talking to Gyökeres' camp for formality, to keep options open. Are these guys really this stupid? Like, are they this dumb? I tell you what happened, right? I tell you. If Andrea Bata was not hired as sporting director at Arsenal, Arsenal would have had only two options this summer: Alexander Isak and Benjamin Sesko. It's as simple as that. But like I said, a good sporting director like Andrea Bata knows that there is a world of difference between an Alexander Isak, who is Premier League proven, who's an elite forward, and a Benjamin Sesko. There is like, it's like falling from a skyscraper of about 600 floors, and then you land on, you land on I don't know what, on a, I don't know. There is a high jump, there's a high difference. So what Andrea Bata said, and what Andrea Bata was trying to do, he looked at the Alexander Isak deal. It's practically impossible, and financially, and also Newcastle don't want to sell. It's as simple as that. And they're back in the UEFA Champions League. So he looked at that deal and he said, what if we got a quality player that is anywhere in the middle, right? Because from Isak 25 to Sesko 21, Premier League experience in Isak, no Premier League experience. The guy's young, the guy's raw. It doesn't make any sense. So he suggested, why don't we go and get Victor Gyökeres? Andrea Bata wanted to sign Victor Gyökeres at Sporting Lisbon. Sorry, at Atletico Madrid. The only problem was that Lisbon then were never going to accept anything less than 100 million. So it shows you very clearly there that Andrea Bata came in and 100% had brought an agenda that wasn't Benjamin Sesko. He brought a new agenda, and that agenda wasn't about Benjamin Sesko. That agenda was, can Arsenal look at a much more quality option than Benjamin Sesko? So I cannot now believe that Arsenal have been talking to Gyökeres just for formality. You don't talk to a guy that has scored 95 goals, 96 goals, 97 goals in 100 games for formality, unless you're Arsenal. Because Arsenal are the least ambitious club, and we have already shown we are literally going nowhere. That's what this club has already shown. We are literally going nowhere. Because if you're telling me that Arsenal are really serious, right, and you have two options, Gyökeres and Sesko, how the hell do you end up with Sesko? How do you end up with because this Arsenal team is no longer building. Of course, I know that Arsenal and Mikel Arteta are looking at the next 5 years, right? But does Victor Gyökeres fit Arsenal's profile and dream in the next 5 years? He does. He's 27. 3 years from now, he's 30. 6 years from now, he's 33. And we know strikers are banging in goals left, right, and center at 33. And now he's going to go to Chelsea, I don't know, or wherever he's going to go. And we're going to meet him in the Champions League next season. The decision to go with Benjamin Sesko for me is clearly Mikel Arteta. This is clearly Mikel Arteta. Not in a bad way, but I can see it. We can all see right through it's Mikel Arteta, 100%. 112 and 10% is Mikel Arteta. And listen, if the manager wants Sesko, and next season is make or break, right? Then we give him Sesko. Because what would it serve if we gave him Gyökeres and he wins nothing and he says, oh, they gave me Gyökeres, I wanted Sesko. Mikel is a manager that has got almost each and every target that he has always wanted. And I pray that he continues to do so this summer, so that when we sack him, or when I join the Arteta out team next season, I don't want to join Arteta out team. I want to be on the Arteta in team. I want Arsenal to win. But if we don't, I'm going to be on the Arteta out team 100%. 111%. Honestly.